Welcome to the Voice of Football podcast. I'm Jack.
And I'm Matt.
And we're going to talk about some football and stuff. So grab a cuppa and let's get started. So going over the predictions we had from last week for some of the results. The first one I don't want to talk about, but we're going to have to.
Oh, we've got to talk about the first one.
The biggest game last week.
This is the biggest game. We haven't even discussed this in person yet, have we, this game?
You know.
We've just let it lie. I'm a nice friend like that.
You're not going to make most of it.
I'm not going to rub it in your face. You've been on top of us for so many years. I feel like I can't really say anything.
Biggest club in North London now, eh?
Yeah. London is white, which just sounds racist if you ask me when people say this. You know, London's red, London's blue, that's okay. As soon as you go London's white, I'm like, a bit of a grey area.
It's really not fair, is it? But then you can't, like, what other colours are there for, like, Tottenham?
White and blue, at least, maybe?
Yeah.
White and navy blue.
Tottenham is navy.
London is white and navy blue.
Not quite the same. So the North London derby, we both predicted Tottenham would win, and they did.
And we did. It should have been more. That sounds really greedy, considering we won. But oh my god, it should have been like 4-0 watching that game.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you slated Cech a lot in our previous podcast, but I think he kept you in it a lot, that game.
I don't know if I want to start on Cech yet. I feel like I want to move back to Cech, but I have.
All right,
I have something
go
to
from
say.
the front. All right, have your say. Go from attack to back, then leave Cech till last.
Should I go through the whole?
Yeah, go through the whole team.
Okay, well,
because I'm sure there's something in the middle, especially that you want to talk about.
Well, I mean, the game, like, I enjoyed the game as much as you can, I suppose. I sort of wish that, like I said in the last podcast, that maybe, like, Arsenal had just, like, accepted they were going to lose and made it more fun for me. That would have been, like, a better situation. But, I don't know, it was the kind of... You could tell that we'd set out the same as we had against, like, Chelsea and stuff earlier in the season and just been like, let's just catch them on the counter and just, like, sit and play our game and, like... But then... He'd also, recognising that we'd only won, 3 games away from home, he'd also been like, well, who needs defenders? Let's just fuck it. Let's just play whatever we want, doesn't matter. So, I feel like it wasn't the best idea to sit there and be like, Tottenham won't score. Not like Harry Kane just scores every game. So
I feel like he'd come with the kind of right idea, though, because he put Wilshere, Xhaka and El Neni in the middle, and I was like, that seems like the right idea, because you couldn't just be like, right guys, please just stop Moussa Dembele. Like, you three get hold of Moussa Dembele and bring him down, and then like someone else you can deal with Eriksen and Kane, but you know, just stop Dembele by all costs. So I thought, when I looked at your team, I was like, oh, we're going to struggle there. I mean, we didn't, because Moussa Dembele just had an insane game.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking at it, when I first saw it, I was a bit like, actually, I think he's set up right. I know he's been criticised a lot for it, but I think that's just because you lost. But I think I would have done the same. I mean, I'm not in any place to be like, I would have done the same, so that means he's right. But I can understand why he did what he did. Maybe that's a better way of saying it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a problem necessarily with how he set up, given what he had available. But, like, it's hard not... As, like, an Arsenal fan, it's hard not to sit there and go, well, you kind of fucked yourself, haven't you? You've picked the best team you have, and it's not good enough, because you fucked yourself, 2 years earlier.
Yeah, I suppose.
But anyway. I just thought, Tottenham played well.
So I actually thought it was quite a boring game to begin with. I nearly messaged you and was just like, I'm a bit bored. Until that goal went in, I was just a bit like, nothing's really happening.
Yeah, I felt sorry for Aubameyang and Ozil, because they barely got the ball. And then the one time they did, he was offside when he wasn't. And I was like, just don't bother, mate.
You need was he not offside?
Up. The first one, when he went to go through, he wasn't offside.
I don't know, mate.
Was definitely onside. I've seen enough. That's enough times I've seen that replay. I'm like, he was offside.
Maybe I haven't seen that enough, but I'm sure I looked at it then and I was like, I think that's just offside. Maybe it's his arm, which doesn't count. I remember seeing it. I thought that is so marginal, but
it's a VAR one, mate. It's a VAR. But no. Anyway, apart from that, I just felt sorry for him, because I was like, well, you haven't got anyone giving you the ball.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's easy to criticise them. I think is the sort of the first thing you jump to be like, well, we haven't scored. Why you not score a goal? And I'm like, well, fucking El Neni and Xhaka can't string a pass forward anywhere. They just turn really around and pass it backwards. And I'm like, And poor like Jack Wilshere's like 5'6", and he tries his best, but
he really does. He does try, but he's just not.
He's like he can't beat like Dyer and Dembele and all of your defence. Like it's just give him a minute. So it's like
yeah.
Anyway, so I felt like they didn't do that badly in comparison. And then I don't know, moving back like I said, Elneny and Xhaka I think were poor. Xhaka again as usual. I think just doesn't. I think he's fine. He needs to go further forward where he has space. And when you try and tell him to defend, he's like, "What defend? How do you do this?" Like,
I have to turn around for that.
Like,
What's defending?
I have to position myself somewhere that's going to be awkward for them. But then I won't be in the position I want. And you're like, yeah, you will be. That's how it works. And I don't know. I don't know. He just runs. People love him because he runs about everywhere, but he doesn't do anything.
Sanchez used to run about everywhere, but he used to do stuff.
Like Arsenal fans after the game were like, and then you put in a shift. I'm like, I could put in a shift.
You could run around.
Yeah,
like, stick it. But
I have no problem getting on that Wembley pitch and just running. I was like, But
Tottenham usually do have a problem getting on that Wembley pitch and running. It's a bit bigger than our old pitch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, usually struggle with the press.
But yeah, and then it just gets worse the further back you go. I think I think to be fair, the goal I don't have any problem with. Like some people were like Koscielny should jump more, and I'm like, it's just a great jump. Well,
I did also see that some people are saying, because I didn't notice it at first, but some people have complained about a push on Koscielny. But I admittedly, when I first watched it, I was just like, that's just a great leap.
I think it would have been a push if he'd got up on his shoulders, if he'd got the height from being on his back.
Yeah.
But it's such a great. He's already in the air, so as he's coming down, he puts his hands on Koscielny.
Right. Okay.
And it's like if Koscielny was gonna be in a position to get the ball, he would have jumped at the same. Do you know what I mean? He would have jumped at the same time. So you can't. It's not a foul. I think it's just like it's obvious.
Yeah, that's fair.
And even like Koscielny isn't complete. It's only Monreal that's like foul, please.
Yeah,
like Koscielny's like I've just been done.
Yeah, I was going to say the reaction from Koscielny was a bit like, oh shit.
Yeah, so it's a really good ball in and a really good it's one of those where you can tell Kane's seen it like a minute before everyone else, and he's like, I'm in the air, and everyone else is like, oh, the ball's coming. Fuck.
I feel like, do you know what? Admittedly, I have noticed with Tottenham more is I think we've started to cross it a bit more.
Yeah.
I know that's what people like Trippier have just been renowned for the whole time. He's just getting the ball in early. But these past few games, I really have noticed, I think, more crosses than ever before from Davies, and early as well. Not like constantly trying to get on the edge of the box and then hitting it in. We're just like that Davies one. He's just like, oh yeah, I'm going to hit this early, catch him out. And I think that's why Kane is a step ahead. I think there must be something a bit going on that's like, maybe that's our plan B now. Is like, we try going through the middle and everyone's like, yeah, we just hold on to Kane, we hold on to Eriksen, we hold on to Ali, that's fine, dealt with. So we're like, right, cross it now and do it that way. So
yeah, I think especially like those ones where it's like it's not a usual crossing position in terms of it's slightly more into the pitch and maybe like 40 yards out, and you just get that ball that drops between like the keeper and the defender, and they were coming in from both sides. There was like you said, there were several chances where you were like, oh my god, someone's going to score it again at some point. This is going to be like an absolute nightmare.
I'm really surprised, given like how I don't know if it's because of the situation and the sort of atmosphere of the game, whether people just rushed the chances a bit more, and that's why we weren't so clinical, because we've done really well at scoring lately. That's been our biggest thing. So I was a bit surprised with the amount of chances we had that someone just didn't nick another one, like just dribbles in, or something. They all said, but that might also be credit to Cech, to be fair, because he did make some good saves, especially like Eriksen's free kick and things like that. That was a very good save.
Yeah.
But I was happy with the Tottenham performance. I wish we'd killed the game off, because that Lacazette chance at the end, Jesus Christ. Yeah,
to be fair, having said that, I couldn't criticise the team at that end. I feel like I have to separate it in my head, because as a football player, you can't miss the goal there. You have to make the keeper make a save, and I'm like, that's just bad. As a person, I'm like, I feel sorry for Lacazette, because
I think everyone felt sorry for him.
It's like that. It's that moment where you're like, I haven't been scoring much, and I just need that chance. And it's the biggest chance, and everyone's waiting for you, and you just miss it. And if you miss it at any other time in the game, everyone's like, oh, good chance. It's like it's the
it was so
everything, and I was like, I know he hasn't tried to do anything stupid. Do you know what I mean?
He has tried to slot it in.
I have a certain element of like, well,
yeah. He hasn't tried to chip the keeper, and then it's just gone straight into his arms, and you're like, why have you done that?
Yeah, you haven't deliberately fucked it, you've just accidentally fucked it. And I'm like, I really wish you hadn't, but the first one was worse for me, when the guy crosses the ball in, and he like volleys it over, and I'm like, take a touch. If you don't have if you're not confident, take a touch.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I felt bad for him, especially because he, at the end of the day, he was the one who got the ball in that position in the first place, and he came on and he had 2 chances, which was more than we had the whole game. And I'm like, at least you're there.
Yeah.
So
I must admit, that change I didn't understand from Wenger. When he brought on Lacazette and obviously Aubameyang stayed on, I expected you to go into like a 4-2-4, and so you'd have 2 centre mids, and then you'd have Lacazette and Aubameyang together, and then you'd have 2 wingers. I can't remember who you had on at that time. But instead, you stayed with the 4-3-3, and Aubameyang went out wide. I was like, why would you not let's go for the 2 strikers up front, put pressure on the Tottenham defenders?
Yeah, I think
you stuck with that formation.
It was only really in the last 5-10 minutes when he had Welbeck and Iwobi on that he actually we actually had people and then we actually made some chances, and I was like, oh my god, the space. While I've mentioned him, fucking Iwobi doing my nutting. Christ almighty, I don't think Again, I feel sorry on a human level because he's only young, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think I've ever seen a worse performance off the bench. He was only on the pitch for maybe 15, 20 minutes.
Jesus.
How many times did he just he'd pick up the ball and then be like, I don't want it anymore. Yeah. Just give it. I was just Xhaka was frustrating because he kept passing it backwards, but at least he didn't give it to the top. Away, yeah. He didn't just pick up the ball and go, actually, Dembele, you can have it. Well, Eriksen, you can have it. Let's just share it around. Fucking, that's my nutting. Especially when he's been given that role to when it's just him in midfield and Wilshere, and it's we've got Welbeck, Aubameyang, and Lacazette and Özil all pushing forward. You're you just need to pass one of them the ball and then just carry on. That's the last 5 minutes. No one expects you to win. You just pass it forward. I don't think I've
ever seen you get that annoyed about an Arsenal player.
Oh, wait till you get to Cech, don't worry.
Okay, we've not got to him yet.
Well, I'll move on because the rant's continued for a while. But yeah, apart from that, it moves us on to Cech. So I will admit that the Eriksen free kick was a good save. That's a good save. I'll give him that one. That one.
None of the others as well.
Well, all the rest of them are saves I'd expect a keeper to make. They're good,
I suppose.
But I would have expected Jack Butland to save them. No disrespect to Jack Butland, but
yeah, he could have picked the worst keeper.
Yeah, I just expect any Premier League keeper to make himself big and come out and get it.
Yeah,
and especially because a couple of them, I don't know, the Lamella one, I was he should have just scored. The reason it makes Cech look good because he hasn't buried it.
Yeah, I suppose.
Whereas it's I don't know, if you hit it down the middle, you always expect the keeper to save it. I don't know. And not to say I don't know, you have to be there, I suppose, to make the saves. Anyway, more to the point of what pissed me off is the amount of times I hear him come out and talk about what Arsenal need to do, and I never see him fucking do it. So, my word to Cech is just shut up. Just shut up. If you're gonna be terrible at the moment and just concede all the fucking time, then you can't come out and be like, yeah, lads, we've got to do better. Yeah, the team, we haven't got the right mentality. You're 30 whatever. You're the one who's supposed to be telling them.
I do. I'd never understand it when a keeper comes out and he's like, oh yeah, we just need to take our chances up front more. I'm like, that's not your part of the game. You focus on you, bro.
That was one of the things I was going to say, because then at the end of the game, in the after-match interview, he was like, yeah, we missed 2 good chances at the end there. That's why we haven't got anything out of the game. And I was like, mate, you were watching most of it. What did you think happened? Did you think we were just chilling at 1-1 and then we were going to make it 2-1 at the end and that was going to be fine? Fucking plus the amount of times they've given you the ball, which I think is annoying when I think when defenders pass the ball to the keeper, it's most of the time you could avoid it.
I hate it
because
we watched a Tottenham game the other night, and every time I went back to keeper, I was like, "Yeah, back to keeper again."
It's
so that's so annoying.
It's a sub point, but Even in that Tottenham game, the amount of times Cech would either just clear it out of play, which is just annoying, where you go to kick the ball, you've got all this space to aim at, like as a nice like triangle of people, and you just kick it off the pitch. And you're like, oh, that's annoying. The amount of times he tries to play it short and just misses the person.
Yeah.
And then there was that like for all of his, what gets me is for all of his talk about mentality and what we need to do. Then there's that, you see the one where Dele Alli goes to close him down and he tries to do him over. And he gets away with it because he kicks the ball against Ali and it goes out for a corner.
Oh, yes. Yeah, no, I was watching when that happened. I was annoyed with Dele Alli when that happened because Dele Alli, he looked like he went to get the ball, but kind of in a, like, oh, I'm just going to get in your way kind of thing. And not like, oh, I'm going to actually get this from here. He didn't expect it to happen. So I was annoyed with Ali as a Tottenham fan. But as an Arsenal fan, I'd have been cursing at Cech.
But that's what I mean. It's stuff like that where if you're going to come out after like every game and go, yeah, we've got to improve, we've got to have a better mentality, you can't. Why are you trying to do that? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Why are you clearing it out of play? Why can't... If you are a really good player and you're like, I use my brain, I'm better than all... I've won things. What are you doing? That's like part... As much as, like, it's easy to make a joke out of Man City keepers and, like, oh, yeah, he had to use his hands there to make a save. Most of the time he's sitting there with his feet. Fucking, it makes a difference if every time you pass, if they're Tottenham are playing high pressure, you pass the ball back to the keeper, and then you just lose the ball.
Yeah.
Like, I would rather have like Mustafi just smash it out of play if Cech's just going to smash it out of play. Like, it doesn't really make a difference. So anyways,
it does seem very weird. He does because I remember that Swansea game. Obviously, he gave away that goal from like a lot of pressure on him. I don't know where. I don't remember this ever being part of his game, like really struggling.
Yeah.
Like distribution wise, I don't ever remember him having such a bad time of it. Is it just because his confidence? He's waiting for that 200th clean sheet, and it's never happening. He's like, well, if I can't get a clean sheet, I can't even pass the ball anymore.
It might be, but at least in that case, I'd just rather you hit it straight down the middle of the pitch.
That's what I mean.
If every time like Cech gets the ball, we kick it all the way back to like Vertonghen. At least we're not kicking it out to Kane, who's like, oh, I've just got a free ball here.
Because like his decision making with that Dele Alli one, why is he trying to pass it over there? Dele Alli is right in his way. I remember watching it and I was like, why has Cech just passed it there? Like to that guy, I was like, he knows Dele Alli's there, right? Because then after it hits Dele Alli, he's then shouting at Mustafi, trying to go and like, oh, give me an angle, and you're like,
shut up, shut up! You're always talking, and it's always your fault. Shut up. I'm done. That's so done.
That's your main message to Cech.
Yeah.
Cech, if you're listening to this, just shut up.
Yeah, I don't...
Stop coming out after the game with all this, oh, we should have done this, when you're not doing it.
Yeah,
I respect that.
If you have one of those games where you're like, I've kept a clean sheet, and I've like kept us in the game, you can go round to every single player and go, you're shit.
When you're De Gea, when Man United beat Arsenal and you made however many bloody saves and kept them in the game, you're quite in your right to go, you're shit, I rule.
Yeah.
I'm off to Madrid. But yeah, no, I do agree with you actually. I do see Cech talk a lot about it. And as I say, I find it very weird in general when keepers come out and talk about like how the team should play, because I'm like, you are quite separate to how that team plays. You play in a different way to what the team plays. So I get that they're trying to be and like do and say what the other players would say, but I'm like, your game plan is different surely to like everyone else's. When you're like, oh yeah, you need to take our chances. I'm like, let the striker say that, because that's a bit of self-criticism from the striker. You don't you hate on your own strikers. You focus on saving and keeping them out.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's my rant over, but it was a difficult game to watch, but
in conclusion, we both predicted Tottenham win.
We did both predict Tottenham to win, so I should have. To be fair, I should have put a bet on it, because I could have at least bet. We didn't get the score right, but I would have thought that Tottenham was going to win.
I can't believe it was as close as it was.
But I saw it on a slightly side note. Because I said that I thought we'd lose because of our away record being so poor.
Oh yeah.
On Sky Sports, they had the two tables next to each other for if like the two. I think 2 seasons worth for home and away, and Arsenal was second for home points and then, behind Man City, and then 10th for away.
Jesus.
And I was like, that's truly is a really good reflection, because at home we're like a top 4 team. Away, we're a mid-table team. Away, you're playing like West Ham. You're playing like an Everton, and you're like, we should probably win this. And that's like, how does that happen?
The thing is, I haven't seen anything about this until like the past 2 or 3 games you've played in terms of away games. Yeah, but like when they bring up a stat like that for, as you say, the past 2 seasons, I haven't seen anybody complain so much about your away record until this moment. It's always been like, oh, you don't really win against the big teams, blah blah blah. I've never seen so much criticism come in for your away like form all of a sudden. Apart from now,
it's because it's been so poor though.
It has been very bad.
We've played was it 13 points from 11 games away this season, and you're like, that's just. Especially because like it points to, like, it leads on to what the problem like with Arsenal seems to be, which is when you go away, you kind of expect to defend a lot.
Yeah.
And you don't really expect to score as much, and it's like that's just the like kryptonite. Yeah. Like,
I think I saw an interesting point from Jamie Carragher the other day that he was saying, he was like, when he used to play away with Liverpool, that was when he felt he earned his money.
Right.
Because like that was when you set up to defend and you're like, we need to get a draw here, like at least. You know, if we get a win, that's good. But, you know, the important thing is not to lose in an away game. And he was like, that pressure is taken off him in a home game. He goes, right, strikers, it's your responsibility now. You go and win the game at home. But away, you need to defend.
Yeah.
You know, it's a different game entirely. So I feel like, I don't know if it's just because of your like past success. I think it's a like Big Six struggle. Like you have to win every game essentially. That's the problem with it. Like the Man Cities at the minute, they can go away from home and they're like, yeah, we're not so like rigid in defence that we can like keep a clean sheet. But if they're going to score 3, we're going to score 4 because we're so good at attacking. Like, but that takes a very special group of players to be able to do that. I think Tottenham and Arsenal both suffer away from home. I mean, for us at the minute, home is away. Wembley has been our kryptonite. But so yeah, so it's I don't know. You do need to just set up and maybe that's how you get back into form in this moment for you particularly, is just actually maybe draw a couple of games rather than losing them.
Yeah.
And get back into it, and you like actually get Cech his clean sheet. Just be like, maybe go back to the 3 at the back system.
Well, yeah, I'd have no problem if he was like, at home we play 4 and away we play 3.
Yeah, I've always thought that.
And it's like, and then I would have, like I said, I would have no problem, like if we drew like the next 3 away games 0-0. I'd be like, well, good. That's 3 points. Well done, lads. That's basically as many as you've...
a win.
Yeah, that's basically as many as you've had before. Let's just win all the home games.
Yeah.
And you might be able to scrape above someone. But anyway. Have you got anything else to say on the Tottenham side?
Yeah, on the Tottenham side, I feel like we discussed a lot of Arsenal part of that game. Tottenham, we did very well. On a whole, I'm very impressed with this month so far, and that Arsenal game was just one of them. One of the games that I've been impressed with. I think it says a lot about... Maybe this is my final point on this game as a whole. I think it says a lot about Tottenham now, where we are, when the amount of fans I've seen that are disappointed it's only 1-0. Like that, you know, we dread that fixture every single year, and this year we're like, oh man, you couldn't get 4, couldn't have made it 2-0, made it nice and comfortable. You know, usually we'd be like, oh guys, come on, you couldn't have got a draw from that game, but now we're actually disappointed not to have just like absolutely whooped you.
Yeah.
So I think that says a lot about where Tottenham are at the minute, which is quite good, and I'm enjoying this bit of dominance. North London is white and navy blue.
Yeah, and navy blue.
And navy blue.
Moving on to some other predictions we had from last week. Everton beat Crystal Palace. We both predicted that would happen.
Yeah, that was my main... I told you, didn't I? I said my main man Zaha's out.
Yep.
And then, what was it, 3-1 or something
3-1
like that?
in the end, yep.
Yeah, so, yeah, they missed him badly.
We said that Stoke and Brighton would draw, and they drew 1-1, so...
Did we say 1-1?
I said 1-1, you said 2-1.
Ah, damn it.
So, I would have... No.
Yeah, you would have won the £250,000 of the Super 6.
Well, to be fair, I did see that I think 94% of people beat Jeff. And I was like, bullshit. It's the one I looked at my thing, I was like, I've beaten Jeff, let's go. And then I was like, oh...
94%.
Not special then. Jeff just had a shit week.
Yeah, Jeff's just bad.
Swansea beat Burnley 1-0.
Yeah, I think... What did I say for that?
You went for 1-1 and I went for 2-1.
You trusted in Swansea. Swansea came through.
Won 4 out of 4 games.
Yeah, Swansea are on a mad one.
Yeah.
Where has this come from?
It's that new manager, isn't it?
Yeah. Danny Carvajal.
Yeah. Real Madrid right back. West Ham Watford. West Ham won 2-0.
Yeah, did I predict Watford to win that?
You did indeed.
Yeah, I thought Watford would come through, but they really struggled that game. Our man Hernandez got a goal though, didn't he?
He did indeed.
Yeah, so
Top quality sign.
I mean, I think we should be I hope people are listening to this and be like, wow, these boys know their stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we should be scouts for some teams. And
I mean,
be like,
if they've listened to any of the other predictions, they're probably like, these boys don't know their stuff.
These boys don't know anything.
Have they seen a football before? And then Man City Leicester. I mean, Man City won. Basically, nothing to say really.
Yeah.
Aguero just scored like a trillion goals, and that was it.
All I can say about that game is it looked at one point like Leicester were doing quite well, and then just got dismantled.
Yeah,
I think it was 1-1 at one point when I checked, and I was like, "Oh, Leicester might do it here."
Well, it was 1-1 at half time.
Yeah, it was half time. Yeah,
Aguero scored 4 goals in the second half.
Yeah,
and well, that was
the rest is history.
So to be fair, it did get him up to the scoring charts, didn't it? Like level with Saha and Kane.
No, he's not level with Kane. Kane's on another level. Hey,
one goal ahead.
But yeah, I think it goes Kane, Aguero, Salah, or that might have changed now after Liverpool's game.
I'll have a look in a minute. Huddersfield Bournemouth. Huddersfield won 4-1 against Bournemouth.
Yeah,
we both predicted Bournemouth would win.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, I'm speechless.
Just blown it out of the water.
I did not see Huddersfield dominating that game like they did at all. I just thought Bournemouth would just have the more experience in that fixture. But, well, there you go. Any scouts listening, yeah, maybe don't hire us.
Newcastle, Manchester United was the highlight result for me.
Yes.
Newcastle won 1-0.
They did. I watched that game as well. Actually, I was very impressed with Newcastle.
Mourinho said they fought like animals.
They really did. When he came out and said that, because I watched the interview bits afterwards as well. When he said that, I was like, is that a compliment or like being rude? But no, he meant it as a compliment, because watching that game, they really did fight like animals. They had a bit between their teeth. They wanted that win, and they went out there and got it. Like the goal was probably poor defending, I'd say, from Man United, but
I mean, Smalling shouldn't have dived to give away the free kick in the first place.
Oh god, that Smalling dive!
When you're
everyone's slating Harry Kane and Dele Alli, but that dive!
When you're a centre back and you're diving, something's just gone wrong, isn't it?
You're diving in the middle of the pitch as well.
That's what I mean. You're not trying to win a penalty.
No, what are you diving there for? Why do you desperately need a free kick? Oh god, that was shocking. That was awful. But yeah, credit to Newcastle that game. It was very, very good performance from them. Like I don't even think Man United performed that badly. They just couldn't actually do anything.
Yeah.
Newcastle actually just outplayed them. Because you know what I'm like. I hate whenever Tottenham beat somebody and they're like, oh yeah, the other team played badly. I'm like, no, Tottenham played well. So Newcastle fans, this is for you. Newcastle, you played very well, and Man United also played fairly well, not badly at all. So credit to you.
Yeah,
that's the biggest compliment I can give you.
It's good to see Newcastle win again.
It is actually.
Liverpool beat Southampton 2-0. We predicted.
I watched that game as well.
You predicted 2-0. I predicted 3-2.
So 2-0 to Liverpool?
Yeah, you got that one.
Yeah, boy. $250,000 minus my Bournemouth and probably all the other predictions.
Yeah, Van Dijk didn't really have any problems on his return.
No, I did say, didn't I? I was like, yeah, I probably wouldn't play him that game. But in fairness, I don't think he had any problems because Southampton didn't even come into that half. So
yeah,
they didn't even really pressure him. They didn't force him into any problems.
Just give Salah the ball.
Yeah, it was a nice goal, though. I can't think who it was. I think Firmino, Firmino like was with his back to the defender and he sort of flicked it round into the box for Salah. That was a nice goal. As soon as I saw him like flick it, I was like, that's a goal. Because I could just tell from the move. I was like, he knows where Salah is. I was like, Salah gets that ball like just outside the 6-yard box. I was like, yeah, that's a goal. Yeah. Easy. So.
And then on Monday, Chelsea beat West Brom 3-0.
Yeah. What did we predict for that?
We both predicted Chelsea would win. I said 4-0, you said 3-1.
Oh, 3-1. Damn it. I was close.
But yeah, I did. Hazard just played a blinder.
Yeah, he did.
And then Drury got an assist, so shout out.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people that like praising Giroud for that game.
Got a lot of touches.
Admittedly, I didn't watch it, but I feel like he must have brought other people into play or something quite a lot for them.
Yeah, I feel like that must be the only thing, because every Sky Sports article I looked at just had like the touch map, and that was it. And like they didn't have any other
Yeah, he
like
didn't do
stats.
anything
It was
else.
just like, look at the places he touched the ball. And I'm like, you must be doing some link up play there or something. Like, it's too weird.
Yeah.
And then we move
Must
to
have Champions League.
Le Champions League.
The champions. I'm so glad we sang that at the same time.
I feel so bad for everyone who had to listen to it.
Auto-tune it, it'll be fine.
So, Basel, Manchester City. We both
just
said...
got an absolute pounding. What did we say?
We said Man City would win 3-0.
Oh, we both said that?
Yep.
Okay.
So, not far off.
No, what was it, 4-0?
Yeah.
Yeah, so... pretty standard, didn't concede, scored a lot of goals.
Smash.
Everything we came to expect and have seen from Man City this season.
Juventus Tottenham was 2-2. I predicted that Tottenham would win 1-0, and you predicted 1-0, so not far off.
I predicted a draw. Yeah, I'm impressed you thought we'd win. I mean, oh my god, that 9 minutes. Oh,
Getting PTSD.
that 9 minutes is stressing me out. Just like my heartbeat's going again. It was just horrible. I think if I hadn't have been watching it in a public place, I would have just turned that game off there and then.
Well, one of the guys did walk out, didn't he, of the pub?
Did he?
Yeah. I was like, that was a good moment.
Yeah, but just that stressed me out. That 9 minutes. I thought the game was done because. It's Tottenham, man. We just, we bottle it.
I mean, 2-0 down, you would think that, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then even at 2-1 when Higuain gets the penalty.
Yeah.
And then he just smashes it at the crossbar because he's just shit. Still hold that opinion. He had one penalty he scored, one he missed, and then that shot, which was a decent finish.
Which he was offside for.
Yeah,
not that bitter.
And that's everything in 90 minutes. But, top quality striker.
Yeah, what did he do? I mean, you look at the other side, Mandzukic. Did he come out of his half?
Yeah, he's
for the game.
He's on the wing and
just,
he gets an excuse.
On the wing? Was he?
Yeah, he plays like left mid, doesn't he? That's why Mourinho wants him.
6'5".
Yeah, that's why Mourinho wants him, because he's like a centre back.
He's like a centre back, that's like a forward player. That's stupid. But yeah, I saw a lot of people, obviously Arsenal fans mostly, just moaning about how lucky we are because that Higuain goal didn't go in, so we didn't deserve the draw because that Higuain, you should have scored. I mean, that's just a pointless
score the penalty
debate, isn't it? Yeah, like they're debating about something that didn't happen in the game, so you give no credit to the team for what they did because of what didn't happen. But there you go. And admittedly, when I look back on that game now, because I have seen a lot of people say that it was this more pundits than fans. I think a lot of people have said well done to Tottenham because it was quite a mature performance, is the word I've constantly seen.
Yeah.
But looking back on it, Juventus did sit off a lot, and I don't know if that's naive from Juventus, or whether they just do that all the time at the minute. I don't know if they get into a 2-0 position in a game that important, whether they trust in their defence so much they don't ever see the team coming back into it, because there's so many stats have come out about us scoring those goals that of record breaking, however many games they haven't gone and conceded. Buffon hasn't conceded 694 minutes of gameplay or something. So I don't know if that just was the game plan, is if they can get a good goal margin, play it safe, trust in our defence because that's been solid all season, and we'll be fine. And then I don't know if it just shocked them that we actually scored 2 goals. But yeah, I have seen some people just say, well, that's poor from Juventus for sitting back, because you'd expect Tottenham to come out and play against you. Because as much as I want to say we played very well, when one team does just sit back in their box for the whole game, you are going to play quite well because you've got a lot of the pitch to play on.
Yeah,
so.
I think that's why people like Eriksen stood out.
Yeah,
because it could have been a game where you'd just pass the ball around sideways and you needed some people to pick up the ball and really make a difference.
Yeah,
I think it does seem like Juventus would, if you hadn't conceded a lot, you'd make sense to trust your defence. I think maybe what made the difference a little bit more was missing out on a couple of players that, like Dybala or someone. So
I've seen this
maybe
as well.
if you're like sitting there deep, it's not as bad if you've got someone like that.
Really quick that you just hit it up to.
Yeah, you can kind of, and that gives you like a bit of breathing room.
Yeah.
Whereas I felt like the whole game really, that's what I mean. They gave the ball to Higuain and he can't do it.
No.
And it's just like, so then you just get from past, get 80 minutes of Tottenham just having the ball and just putting like, that's, it's a good performance because I think it would have been easy for them to sit off and nothing happen. But
yeah, because it deserves a bit of credit for actually being able to break them down first thing, but because it could have been very easy for them to just be like 10 minutes in the box, just see the game out. And because to be honest, that's where we struggle all the time, when the little teams come and play away from home against you and they just sit back. That's what we haven't been able to do so far this season.
Yeah.
So it was quite impressive that we actually managed to get 2 goals back in that game at all. Moves to Dembele and Eriksen and Kane. I think I was saying to you the other night, I was quite impressed with actually like the spine of that for once, because I feel like it hasn't happened much this season that our best play has actually been through the middle. So like the Dembele, Eriksen and Kane sort of link up, all of that working together. Even Lamella actually coming inside as well. I thought he had a good game. Actually all of that working through the middle was quite impressive because we've relied on a lot lately. As I said, I think we're starting to cross it a bit more. We've relied a lot on Davis and Trippier or Aurier down the wing, providing a bit of width, or Son going down the wing or something like that. So it's interesting to see the going centrally worked so well, especially when they were that defensive. They stuck to what they had set out to do.
Yeah. And I think that's why it mature is the right word, because I think it would have been easy for Tottenham to panic a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
And there was a good level of kind of, we're just going to keep playing football and it'll work. And then that's where you hope that some of your big players are going to come up, and that's where Kane scores that first goal. It sort of gives everyone like we're all right. Thank fuck.
Yeah.
Like someone did something, whereas we're all good.
That is where I come back to the fact that Juventus sat back though, because I think when they went 2-0 up, this whole bit of being like, it's a really mature performance for Tottenham to come back into it, but we had no other option but to come back into it in a way, because Juventus gave us the ball. We're like, there you go, you play, we're going to just defend. Whereas, if they'd have been like, oh my God, 2-0, let's go for it, I think you would have really seen us crumble. But I think because they gave us that little bit of time to be like, I don't know if that goal just shook them so much in terms of that, because they were just expected to just be fine. So they didn't mind that. They were like, we don't need to go on for the 4-0 here, that's too risky because that's going to open up, you'll beat us that way.
Yeah.
And they were like, but we can defend against you quite easily. And then Kane scored and they're like, oh shit, because then they sort of need to get back into it slightly, and then it goes even worse for them. So I don't know, because I've seen a lot of people say, again, this is Arsenal fans, a lot of people were impressed by the fact that we went 2-0 down and then came back into it 2-2, whereas some teams, probably us in the past and yourselves, would have gone 2-0 down and then gone, well, shit, and then lost like 6-0 instead. But I think that could have easily happened had Juventus just gone for it.
That's true. I hadn't really thought about that. I think that's probably one of the things when we've drawn Bayern Munich for like the last 9 times in a row, when they've scored, it's like playing Liverpool. Like they just keep pressing and they keep running. And I think maybe I know what you mean. I suppose there is a bit of you that's like, you're 2-0 down, you're already on edge, and they just keep coming. And you're like, I just need a minute. Yeah. So I suppose I think it's quite nice if you kind of go, we've got like 10 minutes to just pass the ball around, and then you're I can
get your way back into the game again.
I can play football now.
Whereas if that happens in 10 minutes and then they keep coming at you for the next 20 minutes and you're 4-0 down in half an hour, you're like, this is awful now. Whereas as soon as they went 2-0 and they sat back, that gives people like Ben Davis, who's given away a penalty, a bit of time to be like, no, you know what, I am a good player. Like, Poch, I trust your system, let's get playing again. And that just, Moose Dembele, you have plenty of the ball in the middle, no one's going to challenge you that much.
Yeah.
That was the worst thing I think they could have done. Because at 2-0, make that 3-0 at least. But I think that was risky on their part. So
I mean, you think it would be obvious, right? If they'd watched the, like, North London derby, you'd think it would be so obvious for someone like Allegri to be like, oi, whoever, Higuain, whatever, like, some Kadir or some centre mid to go, you just stand next to Dembele. And, like, even if you can't stop him, just stand next to him. So, because people aren't going to pass him the ball if there's someone right. Do you know what I mean? Like, but and it's that kind of stuff where you're like, is the Italian league as good as, like, everywhere else? Like, it makes, I feel like it makes them look really good, but I'm like, that seems so obvious to me. If I was watching Tottenham, I'd be like, well, Dembele and Eriksen ran the game, so just stand next to him. Yeah. Because that's what, to be fair, that's the one thing I noticed about El Neni in the Tottenham game in the first half. He literally followed Eriksen everywhere in that whole of that first half. And in the second half, he didn't follow him anywhere and it fucked. And I was like, maybe that's the key. You just mark those two people and you're like, Kane, do whatever you want. You're not going to get the ball, mate.
Biggest, like, I agree with that for Eriksen. The biggest problem with Dembele is when he's got the ball, you just don't stop him. And, like, as much as you're like, just mark him, just get the ball off him when he's got the ball. It's just impossible.
I don't think you get the ball off him. I think you just stand next to him.
But that's what I mean. But he can then come short. Like, he can go ahead of you, just pick up the ball and then still drill through you. Not with you?
No.
You think you can beat Dembele?
I can outmark him. Once he's got the ball, I'm not.
I don't think you can. I think you get sidetracked. To keep your focus up that much for 90 minutes of the game on someone like Dembele.
I'm not even getting.
Who else are you letting by when he's doing that? Yeah,
everyone. I'm not even watching the ball. No one's passing me the ball. Even when we have the ball, I'm following Dembele.
So you're so focused on Dembele, you're just not going to worry about anything else that's happening. Yeah. Well, that's why the system works, because then you just play in Eriksen.
Well, yeah, that's not my problem, is it? I'm not Dembele.
But then Eriksen gets the ball, and then if you've set one guy just on Eriksen, then Lamela gets the ball, Ali gets the ball, Son gets the ball, Kane gets the ball. Well, there's so many people that you can't just let get the ball. Maybe
this is why I'm not great at Football Manager.
Probably.
I think I can't see a problem with that.
but no, I know what you mean. I also don't know if that was why when they did sit back. I don't know if it was a bit like, who are Tottenham? They haven't won anything in years. I don't know if it was just a bit of arrogance in their own system that they were just like, we've won this game already, 2-0 in 9 minutes, done. Like,
hey, I heard that I heard North London was red. These are not problem. All these Arsenal fans, they tell me Tottenham are shite.
But saying that, Chesney, I remember in an interview when he came over to Juventus from Arsenal, he said how prepared Italian teams were compared to the likes of Arsenal, which I found really interesting. It was like, you do so much more match analysis, so much more of this and that. So I was like, I would have expected Juventus to have our game plan down, just be like, we've just dealt with it. But I just didn't know. Admittedly, an Eriksen free kick, you can't really predict, but you know.
I mean, Buffon probably could have predicted it if he'd used his eyes.
I saw a really interesting thing about this. Take it or leave it, because this is probably like a Gwilym Blade comment. But I was reading like BBC Sport earlier, and there was some journalist on there that was saying he was talking to Italian journalists, and he was saying that Buffon always does that little step. Every free kick, he does that little step to the left, ready for that shot. And so he was saying maybe Eriksen has seen that and he's predicted it, and he's done that. I don't think that's true, because the amount of free kicks that I've seen Eriksen take that go over, like, don't go over the wall, they go over the goal, they hit the wall, they don't go in. To be honest, that is my best highlight of the game, is an Eriksen free kick went in the goal. Like, I've seen so many highlight reels on YouTube of him scoring free kicks. I'm like, how have you got these clips? He doesn't score them. And his corners are shocking. His corners are shocking. But they don't beat the first man. For somebody that is so good with the ball at his feet in launching a pass over the top of defence, pinpoint accuracy, to have so much time on a corner, he can't do it. It's been like Son. You give Son like a 30-yard shot with like a millisecond of decision making, it'll fly in the top left corner. You give him 10 seconds like in the box, it'll fluff it. It just gets tackled because he just doesn't know what to do. But yeah, those are separate points. Other than that, Tottenham Juventus game. I mean, we said it because I said it because I feel I'm just disappointed now every time Tottenham don't win. Because if we could draw 2-2 like that, it annoys me that we let in 2 early goals. Because I think what could have been, like, we could have won that game 2-0 maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
But Maybe that was the best thing that happened to us, though, because they sat back when they scored. Whereas if we'd have gone the whole game, like, and not conceded for much, they might have just won it 1-0 or something. Might have been close because they would have just kept coming at us. And we might never been able to have scored.
We'll make for an interesting second leg at least, because they can't afford to draw 0-0, so they have to win the game.
Can't afford to draw 1-1. I really want to be like, it's all in our... I mean, it is all in our hands now.
Maybe that makes it worse now, because you're not the underdogs. It's yours to lose.
This is what I was just about to say. This worries me more than anything, because it worried me about the Real Madrid game. When we drew to them, and then it came back to Wembley, I was like, it's all on us now, surely. It's like, oh yeah, we're going to win this. But that scares me even more as a Tottenham fan. I'm like, we're not going to win this, are we now? Like, surely, someone's going to mess. It's usually Eric Dyer balls something up.
Oh.
So, I don't know. And it's so rare from, like, as good as Moussa Dembele is, he's not been the best of players this season so far. He's struggled for fitness and things. He's a huge miss when he's out, but it's very rare he plays as well as he did against you and as well as he did against Juventus. It's rare he dominates a game that much currently.
Yeah.
So to expect him to do that week in, week out is quite difficult. But, oh man, I wish he did. Him and Wanyama were just like dominating force. He just drives forward. Wanyama picks up the loose balls that come back when Dembele's lost it or something, which doesn't happen very often. But yeah, Wanyama picks it up. So I miss that partnership.
Yeah.
I wish Dembele had come of age in this bit like 3 years ago. I wish we'd trusted him more. Because I remember watching him at Fulham. I was like, oh, what a player. And then he came to us. I was like, oh, brilliant. And then he just didn't really play. And when he did play, he wasn't quite who he was.
Right.
So I'm so glad he's doing it now, but I just wish it had happened a bit earlier when he could still play week in, week out. But yeah, that's a different point to the Tottenham Juventus game. What were our other... Did we make any other predictions?
We did. So we have Porto, Liverpool. So Liverpool won 5-0.
Yeah.
We said that... Yeah. Well, you said 3-1, I said 3-2. So...
we both predicted Liverpool to concede, which they didn't this time.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's fair.
Karius.
Yeah.
Played in goal this time.
Yeah.
And then Real Madrid beat PSG 3-1, which we both didn't predict. You said 2-2 and I said 2-1 PSG. So...
Yeah, I'm very surprised by that Real Madrid score.
I am too. Ronaldo got his 100th goal and 101. 101. It's a difficult word to say.
101, 101st. That's 101st. Why. 101st. That's why it's difficult to say. Because it's not 101th.
Good with words. In the Champions League and got on the win.
That's his 101st goal in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I would have.
That's impressive.
I would have expected better from PSG. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because 3-1 is going to be difficult.
That's quite difficult to overturn, actually. Yeah.
But you can do
like win like 2-0.
Like a 2-0, but it's not. I don't know.
I feel like both teams aren't the best defensively at the minute. They're both good attacking wise, but I don't really know what PSG are like in defence. But I feel like as good as PSG are, I feel like you would set up that game against Real Madrid to be a bit defensive and not concede. I don't really know how they played.
They had a lot of shots. It just didn't really convert them. Apparently Neymar had a good game, but I don't think there was really... I don't know, I feel like when you're playing against teams like Madrid, you have to designate a person or two that's going to be I'm going to watch Ronaldo and I'm going to watch Benzema and that's going to be kind of my thing, and you're going to have to sacrifice a little bit of that, whereas I think maybe they went a bit too much for we're PSG, we can play how we want. Yeah. And then they did their bit, but they didn't defend. They could have come out of that game 1-0.
Yeah, I partly wonder if that's just a bit of naivety and arrogance of PSG in that, they've obviously been a good team domestically for several years, but I wonder if now they're so good, they're believing their own hype, and they just... I think perhaps the experience and everything of Real Madrid just showed them up that game.
Yeah.
I think Real Madrid probably knew how to see that game through and PSG didn't. So that'll make for an interesting return leg, because I imagine I could easily see Real Madrid actually seeing that through.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have said that before this game, but with the experience of Real Madrid, I'd expect them to go away from home against PSG and know how to get a result there and go through to the next round.
Yeah.
So that'd be interesting if PSG, all the money they've spent, get knocked out in the first knockout round.
Yeah, that's...
Granted to last year's winners, but, Tottenham could do it.
I think it's going to cost one of them their jobs, isn't it? It's either Zidane or Emery.
Oh, yeah, I've seen this, yeah.
Like, because both
Why
of
is
them...
Emery going to get sacked?
Well, I mean, if you spent that much money...
I suppose.
Or is it like 194 million for Neymar and 166 for Mbappe, and you've already got a pretty decent team before those two got there. Like, they had, Di Maria on the bench.
They'd have to sell Lucas Moura to us.
I can remember there were a couple of other people. I was like, I just thought they played. But apparently they're on the bench. I can't even fit them in the team. So, anyway. But that was our predictions. We did a pretty decent job, I think. It was a reasonable effort. I'd give us a 4 out of 10.
Yeah,
Just
I'd say
average.
same. 3 or 4 out of 10, yeah. Do you want to move on to predictions, or are there any interesting news stories that have come out this week?
Well, I was just going to ask for your opinion on Mourinho criticising the atmosphere at Old Trafford, right?
Oh, yeah.
And less specifically that, but more, if you're the manager, should you be telling the fans they're not doing their job? Or should you just shut up and do your job? Which might give a hint as to what my opinion is, but I'll let you speak first.
I always find this a really interesting point, because I remember I used to go watch the Tottenham games with my dad, and the Tottenham fans, people used to moan quite a lot when things weren't going well, and I always used to say to my dad, I was like, why is everybody moaning? And he was like, well, they've paid a lot of money to come see this game and it's not exciting, the team's not doing very well. I was like, well, isn't that more reason that the fans should get behind the team?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a really sort of, I can see both sides, because on one hand, the team needs that 12th man all the time to be there, to like just support them through thick and thin. You know, you don't need the exciting game to get off your seat. Get off your seat and clap and like cheer and cause an atmosphere that gets the players going. But equally, I feel like Mourinho's master of his own downfall, because he's moaning about the atmosphere, but I think that's because he plays in such a boring way. Like, he's bought players like Alexis Sanchez, and I've seen some Man United fans that have said, they were like, I thought that was going to be the turning point when he's like, let's go play some nice attacking football, play the Man United way that everybody's known for years. And he just hasn't got that still, and he's still playing defensively. And so when he's moaning that fans aren't cheering, well, I'm not surprised, because he's not giving them very interesting performances. Like, you know, you look at the other side of Manchester, that's really exciting to watch. And they're winning stuff, and his side are playing boring style and aren't winning.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, it's just... And also, he criticises them, and I think the fan trust, or whatever it's called, I can't think what it's called, invited him to come and discuss with them, like, his criticisms and concerns or whatever, and he just rejected it. So it's such a... I think it's such a just passing remark from Mourinho that's just meant to, like, rile something up, but he's not actually... His heart isn't fully in it, is it? Because otherwise he'd be like... If he was like, you know what, we really need to win some things now, I'm going to go sit with that fan's trust and be like, this is what's happening, this is what's wrong, can you do this for me, can you do this? You'd go to whoever the chairman is, I won't say Edward Wood, it might have changed now, and be like, can we get this going on in the stands? Or like, I want these changes because the fans I don't feel like they're supporting me enough, blah, blah, blah. You'd do something proactive, whereas I think he's just sulking. And I think it's his classic deflection, isn't it? And when things aren't going well, he's like, it's anything but me. It's like, oh, it's Pogba not playing well, or it's like, probably Mata. He was probably moaning about Mata or something again. He's like, it's the fans, it's this, it's that. It's never him and his style of play. That's just best. It's just egotistical and just deflecting, really. So that's my opinion. It was quite a long word.
I think I agree with most of what you said. I think the funny thing for me is I know what you mean. I think that most of what Mourinho says is deflecting, and I think like, I think that it is the thing that he doesn't. I don't think he means it. I just think he can't help himself.
Yeah.
I think when he gets into that post-match interview and they're asking him how the game went, I don't think he's like a small child.
Yeah.
He can't help but say just something.
Yeah.
And it's like it. I can see why if you're a Man United fan and I've bought tickets to go and see the game, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. If I don't want to cheer, I'm not going to cheer.
Mm.
And like other fans might be like, you're being a dick. And that's fine because they've also paid to be here.
Yeah.
But if I've paid like to see you play, you just play. I want you to win the game. I've paid for you to win the game. If you don't win it, just shut up. Maybe that's the theme of this week's podcast. If you don't win, shut up.
Oh yeah, we've come back to this full circle.
On a different note, I felt sorry for Mason this week.
Oh, tragic news. Yeah.
I was on a couple of weeks ago. I think we were talking about football injuries and how like
I've already forgotten the player's
like,
name that's come back from injury.
It's how it's
player, isn't it?
Yeah, Coleman.
Yes, yeah.
Same as Coleman, but like how like football injuries are like they are sometimes people are like, oh, break his legs, and you're like, it's not cool because if you do actually break his legs, like that's going to be a real problem. And it's like it's situations like this where like the guy's 26.
Yeah.
And he's played for England and like he's playing for a Premier League team, and then he just can't play football anymore.
Yeah, it's as you say, like it's such a simple thing. Like if you ever break a bone or something like that, and you got to go into the hospital, get in the car, so you got to go through all the recovery. Like can't use it, can't do anything like you used to really, and when you just see the statement from the club that comes out and it's like, oh, he's torn his hamstring, or oh, he's broken his leg, or he's fractured his like ankle, you sort of just go, oh god, yeah, another player's injured. You forget like that's actually quite painful. Like there are actually people with like footballers don't just like disassociate from all the pain. That still will hurt. And in Mason's case, it's a very extreme case because he was in a coma for a little while after this, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And bless him, he's tried to come back and play football, and I think that's credit to him and the type of person he is.
Yeah.
Because I think so many footballers would have probably just given up there and then. But no, he was like, no, I want to play football, and he tried to come back. And I think he said that just after numerous advice from neurosurgeons, all sorts of things like that he's had to make a decision to quit, which is sad. But
the thing I did like was that there were so many people that were like, "We'll help you."
Yeah.
Like I saw Tottenham come out and were like, "You can be a coach."
Yeah.
The FA
Potts was like, "There's stuff open for him."
Yeah. The FA came out and were like, "You can be a coach," and like different like teams and TV people were like, "You can be a pundit. We can do like you can work here if you want."
Yeah.
And it's like that's nice.
It's this part of football that I love. Like when people that don't watch football don't get football, this is the best bit about it, that you can at least go, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you know, me and you, we support Tottenham and Arsenal. We hate each other when Tottenham and Arsenal play. We want each other to lose. You know, a lot of aggressive things are always said, but at the end of the day, it's just football.
Yeah.
And these are actual people's lives. So like, it is a very serious thing.
And it's a nice.
It's
like,
great to see it unite together.
Yeah, it's a nice like community, like a culture of where you can see, like you said, different teams or whatever who will be. Yeah, it's like these are just people, and at the end of the day, like that's a tragic thing. Yeah. So we'll do what we can.
So like poor old Gary Cahill, who was the one that was the challenge that caused it, wasn't it? And I think he must be so gutted that that's had to happen after his challenge, but he came out and he was saying like, oh, you know, it's just we're going up for a corner like every player does 1,000 times, and then that unfortunately happens. So
on the plus side, Gary Cahill knows his skull is like rock solid. Like Gary Cahill's literally broken someone else's like skull with his own skull.
Yeah,
he's got nothing to worry about.
But yeah, it's a very heartwarming moment to see everyone like come and support, because you know it reminds me of like Fabrice Mwamba, that whole situation, things like that. Like, at the end of the day, you just gotta take care of your life, really. And football's a great thing, but it's a pleasure. It's not a necessity. Look after yourself first. There you go. Words of wisdom.
Nice little PSA there for everyone. Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah.
Shall we move on to some predictions?
Yeah.
So It
I
is.
don't know why I bother. We keep getting them wrong.
Yeah, but you know, if you want to hear some people chat shit, then you shouldn't have been listening for an hour.
For an
already.
hour, yeah.
It is FA Cup weekend.
Oh, FA Cup weekend.
So
Tottenham aren't going to win anything. Why are we still playing this?
So the first game on Friday is Leicester-Sheffield United. Leicester at home. What are you
Yeah.
going for? I mean, Leicester win, I take it.
Yeah, Leicester win. I feel a bit bad for Sheffield United to be so easily
Pick a score out of the hat.
Leicester. 2-0.
2-0.
Something simple.
I'd go for a 3-1 to make it different. I don't
Make
know.
it interesting, yeah. Fair.
Chelsea, Hull.
Ooh, Chelsea win. 3-0 again, maybe.
3-0.
Yeah.
I'd be tempted by like a 4-1.
You like the other team scoring, don't you?
Yeah, I
you
don't know what.
you don't you don't want to go for a clean sheet for
You know
anyone.
what?
Is it some complex of Cech?
Cech's really like deep in my brain now that teams can't keep a clean sheet.
Teams don't keep a clean sheet.
It's like he's.
It's okay, man. Not every team's Arsenal.
In the world you have like yin and yang. So like there's Cech and Buffon and they're the yin and the yang. So Buffon keeps the clean sheet and then Cech doesn't keep the clean sheet and that keeps the world in balance.
Yeah.
Both can't stop Tottenham. Bullshit.
Yeah, both concede to Harry Kane.
So on then Saturday we have Sheffield, Wednesday, Swansea.
You got to go your boy Swansea, right?
Your boy
Your boy.
Swansea.
Swansea.
I can't do the Welsh.
I was going to try. I was going to be like, down in the valley.
Down in the Swansea in the valley.
Yeah, I'll leave it there.
Oi, was they saying Gavin and Stacey?
I don't know. They say a lot of shit in Gavin and Stacey. Which bit are you referring to?
It's like, aye, Bryn, aye, Bryn, Swansea. Yeah, okay, I'll stop now.
My
Sheffield
favourite
Wednesday,
bit is just... how does it go? It's just brilliant. It's like, Pete, you eyeing up my booners? If you want a booner, get a booner. That's why I ordered 2 booners.
I can tell that's something that's very close to your heart.
Oh, it's so close to my heart. Why? What is it with people when you get a takeaway? Everyone just has to get their fingers in and steal other people's. Order your own food.
So, Brighton, Coventry.
Brighton win.
Yeah.
I'm just going with Premier League teams. That's why I'm very biased in this.
You know, you wouldn't expect an upset though, otherwise it wouldn't be an upset. So
That's very true.
put that on a t-shirt, lads. That'll sell. You're right here.
It's like I was going to say Michael Owen comment, but it's slightly more intellectual than Michael could come up with.
The team that scores the most goals are going to win the game. West Brom, Southampton. 2 Premier League teams, so you might have to think about
I'm
this
stuck here. Draw. Can that happen in the FA Cup?
What are you thinking?
Who's it? West Ham, did you say? Or
West Brom, sorry.
West Brom. Southampton are really bad right now. Like, really bad. I mean, West Brom are bad. It's battle of the bad. I will go with West Brom.
West Brom?
Yeah. 2-1
I will also go for 2-1.
to West Brom.
Yes. And then Huddersfield, Man United. Repeat of
Huddersfield
weeks
just
ago?
Huddersfield just destroyed Bournemouth, and Man United just lost to Newcastle. Will that have an impact?
I don't think so.
No, me neither. I was saying it purely to just to spice it up a little.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-0. Something.
I could see Huddersfield getting like a replay, you know.
Yeah.
I could see like a 1-1.
1-1.
I mean, they'll lose the second one, but
The real prediction is, if it is 1-1, who will Mourinho blame? Is it?
Will it be fans?
Let me do this like it's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. So it's like da da da. The lights come down. You know it, everyone. So you've got
A, B, C, and D.
There's A, the fans.
Yeah.
There's B, Pogba, whether he's
Yeah.
on the pitch or not.
Yeah.
There's C, Mkhitaryan, even though he's not there anymore. That's the one. That's the one. Like in the early rounds of like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and they throw in one, and you're like, it's obviously not that one.
Yeah.
It's just for there if you've never seen football before. And then let's go for like, let's go for a C, the pitch. There's bounce. Huddersfield pitch is fine, but I'm sure he could be like a pitch span.
Can I use a 50-50 or phone a friend?
Yeah, sure.
I'll use 50-50 then, please.
Okay.
Take away two incorrect answers.
We're going to leave the fans then and Pogba.
Yeah, he won't blame it on the pitch or Mkhitaryan, so hasn't helped my decision making at all. As it always does in this show. They always take away the ones you're not thinking about anyway.
Yeah. And then they go to the audience questions and they just vote really evenly. They're like 60-40 and you're like, ooh.
Or maybe that's what I'll do with this question. I'll leave it to the audience to decide. No, I'm just kidding. I'll decide. He will blame Pogba. He's just done the fans. He can't rinse them twice.
Ah, that's true. It
in
seems
quick succession. Yeah, he'll be Pogba.
That would have to take him to like remember though what he's already said. I'm not sure he does that.
Yeah, I think he just gets in and he's like, where?
I'm a baby.
We don't have enough money.
Where did my money go? I spent it all.
I'm not backed by the fans or the board. Pogba shit.
United fans, bless you. Bless you. We love you, we just don't like Mourinho.
Yeah, we hate Mourinho. I actually really do respect Man United.
Yeah.
I quite like them as a team.
Yeah.
But I didn't really like Ferguson, to be fair. But you just have to respect what he did. But Mourinho, I don't give a shit about what you've done. You're awful. You won the Europa League and the Carling Cup, and you're like, I'm the best thing. You're not the special one. You're the special one.
Roasted.
I can't say that in this.
Rochdale, Tottenham on Sunday. Away from home, so it's at Rochdale.
Thank God it's not at Wembley.
What are the thoughts?
I don't know what team he's going to put out. If he sticks Llorente on, then bye-bye FA Cup.
He's gonna, right? He can't afford
He can't play Kane anymore. Oh, there's going to be so many, like...
I'll go.
I would like to see Lucas Moura play this game if they registered him now.
Yeah.
Give him a go.
I'll go for like a 2-0, kind of like a 0-0 in the first half and then 2 goals in the second, kind of.
Yeah, do you know what? I could see it. I'll say 2-0 with you. Go with you.
Go 2-0. And then on Monday, we've got Wigan Man City. No prizes for this one, I suspect.
I don't know. Wigan, the famous victory of them over them in the FA Cup final from 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
So they've done it once.
They have.
I mean, they were in the Premier League then and had Roberto Martinez, who was quite a good manager.
I'm not sure I back the theory of they've done it once, so maybe it'll happen. I'm not sure. I'm going like 4-1.
Yeah, 3-0 for me.
Slam 'em.
I feel like every week I've said the City game is going to be 3-0.
It's a good guess, to be fair. And then next week, we have some more Champions League games.
Champions League.
Chelsea-Barcelona.
Oh.
Thoughts? Hazard versus Messi.
I would think Barcelona will have that. I don't know. I don't know what Chelsea turn up anymore.
Yeah. I think Chelsea in a game like that will play better than they have.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're defensively at the level that they have been at before.
Yeah.
So
like when they beat Barcelona at this, like in the Champions League all those years ago now, when they won it, they were really solid defensively. Like that's all Di Matteo did with his Chelsea team, was just defend. So yeah, I could see this being like 2-2 to be fair.
2-2?
I think, yeah.
I'm gonna go for a
I see it quite
Barcelona
open.
I'm going to go for a Barcelona win, maybe like a 2-1 or something. I think I'm not too far off. I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea scored. Wouldn't be surprised if Hazard scored, but I could just think Barcelona have too much for them. Bayern Munich Besiktas. Fairly easy one, I suspect.
Besiktas then.
Yep. Got him.
Bayern Munich 4-0.
4-0. Yeah, I'll go
Yeah.
for a 3-0. Make
Yeah,
it different.
3-0 standard.
Nothing fancy. And then on Wednesday we've got Sevilla Man United.
I could see another draw. Good old Ben Yedder.
Ben, yeah, he's scored a lot of goals in the Champions
Yeah.
League.
I think 2-2 again. And then
2-2.
what does Mourinho moan about there?
I'll go for the referee.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't give me that option.
I saved
the
it for
referee.
myself. Save the best for you. And then we've got Shakhtar Donetsk Roma. We both
We
shrugged our
both shrugged at the
shoulders.
same time.
Who knows?
Roma. Edin Dzeko? Is he still there?
Yep.
He hasn't transferred to Chelsea yet.
No.
Yeah, Roma like 2-0.
2-0. Yeah, that seems a sensible score.
What do you think?
Don't know. I'm going to go 1-0.
You really can't decide between these two, can you?
And then, I'm going to go Man United to win as well. Against
I was going to say, I
Sevilla.
think I heard you say Man United one. Yeah.
I'm going to go like 3-1. I think it's going to be like...
What, to Man United?
Yeah. Seems like the kind of game they'd actually turn up and play.
Yeah. I think Sevilla are doing quite well is the problem. That's why I said draw. But I've said it now, so I can't change.
No, once you've said it, then this is...
Yeah, there's no going back. I mean, you've written that down in pen.
Draw. I'd have to get one of those fancy erasers that you can scribble
Bit
out
of
of.
Tipex.
Yeah. Yeah, old Tipex. That's way less fancy.
Tipex back in the day. Oh, that used to be
back in
fancy.
the day. What have they done to it now?
Well, no, just like there's, no one really makes mistakes anymore.
No one makes mistakes anymore.
I don't know, it's all on computer or something, so people don't read Tipex so much.
That's true.
I don't know why people don't Tipex so much.
I love Tipex. It's just
Yeah.
great fun.
Yeah,
I
it's
used to
good.
like to draw with Tipex, just like...
Did you had that like cool little like mouse shaped one or something, and the nose was the Tipex?
No?
What?
That sounds sick.
That's what I always had.
I only ever had like the little bottle.
Oh, the little pot.
Yeah.
Oh,
you used to
man.
unscrew it and paint it on.
Just have a little mouse, and the nose was the thing, and you used to like tip the nose up and draw along it with the. You missed out, man.
I'm going to have to go and get one now.
Yeah.
Really,
See what it's like.
seems something I need to experience.
I don't know if there's any people listening that also had the same thing, or whether I was just very weird and had one of these.
Yeah, let us know if like you actually
You
have seen
had
this
the
Tipex
pot.
before. Otherwise, like, I think it might just be in your head.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that was the podcast. Thanks for listening.
And if you made it this far again, very well done.
Yeah, make sure you drop your predictions in the comments or tell us why we're wrong.
Yeah. Or
Tell us why Man United are good, because I don't know why.
I was going to say, let us know who you think Mourinho will blame it on if they don't win
Yeah.
any of these games.
And let me know what you think of Cech. Fuck Cech. That's going to be my outro.
Who did I? I haven't moaned about Musa Sissoko today.
Well,
because
let's end the podcast quickly before it starts again.
We've actually played well. There's been nowhere to moan about him. He hasn't played.
I don't want to see him on the street and him be like, oh, it's you two. You're ruining my
You two.
reputation. You know how my transfer fee went down after this.
Yeah,
well-
I'll save him this time, Sissoko. This time.
Yeah.
He'll probably play against Rochdale, actually.
Oh, fuck Sissoko. And fuck Cech.
Yeah, fuck them both.
Bye.
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 Bye.